There's a specific kind of unease that settles in my bones whenever I hear about a book being banned. It's not just intellectual disagreement, it's a visceral physical reaction. It feels like a window being nailed shut in a stuffy room or a door being locked when you thought you were free to leave. It's the feeling of someone else deciding what ideas are too dangerous for you to handle, what stories are too complex for you to understand, what truths are too uncomfortable for you to face. This feeling is ancient and deeply human, I think. It's the quiet dread that someone is trying to shrink your world to curate your reality and to build walls around your curiosity without your permission. It is, in short, profoundly unsettling. This feeling doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from history. We know where this road leads. It is impossible to witness the current wave of book challenges without seeing the eerie, flickering reflection of Ray Bradbury's dystopian masterpiece, Fahrenheit 451. This isn't an exaggeration for dramatic effect. It is a direct and chilling parallel. In Bradbury's world, firemen don't put out fires, they start them. Their job is to burn books, which are seen as the source of all confusion, contradiction, and unhappiness. The state has decided that for people to be happy, they must be shielded from the messy, complex, and often painful realities that literature presents. It's a world of manufactured bliss, built on a foundation of intellectual ash. Sound familiar? The arguments used by Bradbury's fire chief are startlingly similar to the ones we hear today. Today's book banners might not be wearing helmets and carrying flamethrowers, but their goal is functionally the same: to remove ideas from public access. They argue they are protecting children, preserving community values, or eliminating divisive concepts. But look closer at the language. It's about sanitizing reality. It's an echo chamber. Ray Bradbury didn't write Fahrenheit 451 in a vacuum. He was deeply troubled by the world taking shape around him. The novel, published in 1953, was forged in the fires of the Cold War. The rise of McCarthyism, the looming threat of nuclear annihilation. Bradbury witnessed Senator McCarthy's hunt for communists, accusations that ruined lives, fear that stifled dissent. He saw how easily people were manipulated by fear-mongering. He saw intellectual freedom sacrificed in the name of national security. He feared a new seductive technology, television, not a fresh storytelling form, but a passive medium. It would shorten attention spans. Television as a kind of fire. One night in Los Angeles, he walked with a friend. A police car pulled up. An officer asked, "What are you doing?" Bradbury said, "Putting one foot in front of another." The pedestrian was born, a man arrested for walking in a TV-obsessed future. That seed grew into Fahrenheit 451. At the heart of Fahrenheit 451 is our protagonist, Guy Montag. He isn't a hero, at least not at first. He's a fireman. He loves the smell of kerosene. He loves the thrill of watching books go up in a glorious, destructive blaze. Montag is a product of his society. Emotionally detached. Married to a woman, Mildred, who is more intimate with her parlor wall family than with him. Generally unconcerned with the world beyond his immediate sensations. He believes what he's been told. Books are confusing and contradictory. He is the embodiment of unthinking conformity. That all changes when he meets Clarice McClellan, his new teenage neighbor. Clarice is curious, observant, full of questions that no one else asks anymore. She asks Montag, "Are you happy?" She represents individuality, a connection to the natural world, genuine human curiosity. Her conversations are like stones dropped in the stagnant pond of his mind. The ripples begin to change everything. An old woman refuses to abandon her books. She lights the match herself, a martyr for knowledge. This shatters his complacency. He steals a book before it can be burned. A destroyer becomes a seeker. He seeks out Faber and collides with Captain Beatty, the eloquent defender of censorship. The most obvious theme is censorship. But Bradbury's exploration is nuanced. It didn't start as a top-down decree. It began bottom-up. People themselves stopped reading. They chose quick, digestible media over complex novels. Minority groups and special interests complained. To avoid conflict, the friction was erased. People have state-sanctioned feelings. Immersion prevents independent thought. Original ideas are dangerous. Asking why is radical. Interchangeable lives follow. They talk but say nothing. They watch but see nothing. Beatty is well-read, quoting endlessly, yet using knowledge to argue against books. Montag starts in ignorance and discovers power. Books don't offer easy answers, but they teach us to ask, to grapple with complexity, to connect across centuries. It's a battle for the right to be a complex, thinking individual. Control prefers sameness. Literature insists on the self. In one of history's most perfectly ironic twists, a novel against censorship has itself been targeted by bans and censorship. Absurd enough to be in the novel. The book warning of silencing ideas is deemed too dangerous for students. The impulse to sanitize reality is persistent. Some challenge it for hell and damn. Others object to violence and the Bible burned in story, elements condemned by the book. An unauthorized clean school version expurgated about 75 passages. In 1979, Bradbury forced a restoration, saying, "It is a telling irony that my book is about the burning of books by firemen. And here your editorial firemen are burning my words with an intellectual match." Each new challenge proves the book's relevance. The title's origin is great trivia. Bradbury wanted the temperature paper burns. He called chemistry departments. No clear answer. So he called the local fire chief. At what temperature does book paper catch fire and burn? The answer, 451 degrees Fahrenheit. He wrote in UCLA's library basement, feeding a coin-operated typewriter. 9 feverish days. Total cost, $9.80. It began as The Fireman in 1951. Expanded with Clarice, Faber, deeper philosophy. The world fleshed out into a layered commentary. He insisted the truer threat was cultural apathy and numbing screens. Special interests demanded removals. Firemen were the consequence. The caution, we might surrender books ourselves. Let's try a thought experiment. What if there were no books, stories only from screens, written by committees, as broadly appealing and inoffensive as possible? History as state-approved facts. Peaceful perhaps. No arguments, no confronting our own bias. A frictionless existence at a cost. We'd lose critical thinking. Books train us to follow arguments, to inhabit another consciousness, to decode metaphor, to grapple with ambiguity. Without them, minds atrophy. One stream removes compare and contrast, and questions. We become passive recipients. When reality conflicts with comfort, it's denied. Without why, we're trapped. Progress stalls. Injustice turns invisible. A world without questions loses hope. The crucial question, what happens when information is funneled through a single source? The answer is terrifying, that society ceases to be free. It becomes a national-sized cave. Shadows mistaken for reality. Control the narrative. Control reality. If any single entity dictates what you read, see, and hear, they will shape thoughts, beliefs, desires, even enemies and morals. Algorithms narrow streams. Movements deny facts. The threat is here. So how do we guard against this? The first and most critical line of defense is inside our own minds. Choose against passivity. Seek discomforting perspectives. Question the algorithm. Listen beyond yourself. Be a Clarice. Protect curiosity. Read the banned books. Keep the true fire, our intellect, burning brightly.